morning, sunshines. Welcome to Tree Building Talents 101. Alright, this is a very important video for a lot of people because I'm noticing from doing rallies and different things with people in my alliance, even at this stage, a lot of people have invested them wrong, okay? Wrong points in the wrong places, and I know why as well. I can see it, and I'm going to show you what I mean here. We just did a rally on this citadel here a second ago to test this. Now let's go to the report here, and you can see the three of us, what our points look like. Now, I did 46,000 in the time that we did that rally. That is siege contribution. That is as low as it can be, all right? For me, I'm max tier everything, okay? That is as low as I can get it. Siege is one big point you want to avoid because it's a waste. It's a waste. Here we have Sylvanus. Unfortunately, he has high siege. He has obviously invested in siege in the points on the talents, or he has used siege gems, and I'm going to help him and many others correct that. And then we have this guy here at the end who's obviously just got a weaker army, okay? That's all that is. You can't get siege that low without actually being just weaker in general. So lower tier troops are just not good armor and not max levels and stuff like that. So let me briefly explain why siege is useless. When you are attacking a citadel, you're going to be fighting first its units, its troops, which you will see come up, and because you are a big mass of many players, you should be getting through those units just fine. After you've killed all the units, you're just attacking the building itself, and that's where siege comes in. You're not really at risk by then, you're just taking time, and the amount of time it takes to actually erase the citadel itself doesn't matter. You are safe. You can take the time. It's fine. So putting stats in to speed that time up to actually destroy the building is pointless. It's pointless. All right. So it is a waste of points. That's why we do not want to invest in siege. Now I'm going to show you what you should do, and we're going to use a pretty common staple here, Miyamoto Musashi, for example. Of course, different heroes have different jobs. It's very, very important, but his march is key, okay? So in his march, Miyamoto, we have Miyamoto, who's the main damage dealer, and he just spams this skill over and over because the synergy is really good to do that. And then we have Constantine, is the pure support. He does almost no damage, almost nothing, and he's just pure heals and endurance, okay? And it's very good at that. And then we have the synergy key Kingmaster here, Triwana, who helps us re-spamming the damage dealing signature skills and the healing signature skills on Constantine, okay? So cool, so cool. She is a secondary damage dealer. She does a little, which is fine, all right? So let's go into, I'm going to focus on, for example, Musashi's and Constantine's skill trees to show you the differences that you need to focus on. So looking at here, I'm actually going to redo his. Almost every hero is always going to take the first big one, of course you have to, and the first 4 slots will be maxed on pretty much every hero, alright? All the way up here. You want to avoid the last one because the last one is almost always tribes related. That's NPCs in the overworld, and if you get reasonably strong, you're never going to need that at all anyway, so avoid that like the plague. Then we move on to number 2 very quickly. This is going to give us more attack damage for both normal attacks and skill damage, and it's going to give us defense against those 2 things as well. So depending on your hero, and this is a damage dealer focusing hero, we're going to want to go for damage dealing first. And this is normal attack damage. Normal attack damage is always secondary, even for Lubu and Mulan, who actually focus on a lot on normal, extra normal attack damage. Skill damage is always the priority because it always does way more damage all the time on anybody, all right? And might, we want to get our might as high as possible on Musashi because that's what he's focusing on as well. Does increase your skills damage? Yes. Skill damage? Yes. All right. Skills always a priority. Always max skill damage out unless your guy is a pure healer and does almost no damage anyway. It's just all healing skills, okay? Obviously, we'll get to Constantine when it comes to that. This increases your normal attack damage by 1.5. We'll take it. Musashi does no strategy damage, so we're avoiding strategy. We don't need it at all. It does not help us. Commander normal attack damage. It's okay. He does good normal attack damage anyway, but like I said, skill damage. I think we have enough points to max that out, but if you're unsure, you can just do 1 point to get to the skill damage first and come back to it if you need to, if you have points spare. Now, damage reduction. Now, this is troops damage reduction. This applies to all 3 of your heroes. If you ever have stats that apply to your entire team, get them, okay? It's super valuable because you're not just focusing on that one hero. Your troop gets all the benefit. This reduces your troops damage. Yes, yes. This reduces troops damage. Yes. And this is armor. Just 3 armor, just for Musashi. No. We'll come back to it if we have spare points, all right? Reduces troops damage taken from skills. Yes, yes. Everybody gets the benefit. Reduces troops damage. Yes. Siege. No. Number 1, no on siege. Okay, number 1, dame. All right, let's go to the 3rd slot here. Strength in numbers, highly valuable. Let's look at the left-hand side first. Increase your commander's damage. Okay, so Musashi is the key damage dealer in this entire build. We're going twice on that one. Yes. Then we have siege. No. We have gathering speed. No, not for a fighting army. No. We have might. Yes. Yes. On the right hand side, we have reduces troops damage taken just overall by everything. Hell yes. Hell yes. And then we have increases troops attack 5% when gathering. No. Armor, maybe. Siege, no. But we can already move on to the next one, so we'll come back to armor if we have spare points. All right. Initiative onslaught. Left hand side reduces the troops damage taken from normal attacks. Yes, troop, the whole troop gets it. And this is tribes. No, we don't need to hurt tribes. Not interested in that. We're going to be able to kill tribes, no problem. Anyway, in one swing, all right? Without these. What's this? Increases your troops' defense. Gathering? No, we're not a gathering army. Strategy? No. Might? Yes. Looking at the right-hand side. Armor? Maybe. We'll see. Reduces troops damage taken from skills. Oh yes, you're gonna want that. Now this one reduces troops damage taken in general. Yes, we want that. This is another tribes one. Nope. And this is a siege one. Nope. And armor, we'll see. We can move on to the second last section here. This is a very important one. This is the second last one. Super important because there's actually some very valuable ones in here. I'd say a lot of people miss, okay? A lot of people miss these. Well, first of all, let's go increase the troops attack bonus. That's for everybody. Oh, yes. And then the next one as well. It's the same. Increases it again by another 1.5. Yes. And then looking at the right-hand side, increases the troops defense bonus. Yes, and yes. You want to get those? Absolutely, okay? Now, another one that people probably don't focus in, and you have a couple of options here which maybe some people get distracted by. This one here, which increases the troops damage in rally battles by 1% if you do it twice, or this one increases the troops damage in solo world battles. Folks, when you're in a rally battle, it's strength in numbers for everybody, all right? Your rallies are invincible, okay? You're never going to be at risk in a rally, not really. That 1 and 2% is not going to help you that much. What's going to help you is alliance activity. But what you are at risk is when you're sending your armies around in the overworld, not in a rally, that's solo world battles. You're going to want to increase your troops damage there so that they can do more damage 1v1 or in groups together with your other units, all right, against enemy groups. Your rallies are fine. Your rallies are always going to be strong. They're not going to be at risk of people attacking them randomly. The extra damage is not that significant, but what is in solo battles. Same thing over here on the right hand side. It reduces the troops damage taken from solo world battles. Oh yes. We don't really need that in rallies because if anyone's attacking your rallies, they're going to get vaporized by the sheer numbers that's in your rallies, okay? Nobody attacks rallies for that reason. So there's that. So consider that. Now we have 6 points left, which means I'm probably not going to get to armor on Musashi because we're coming to the last one here. We have to do that. And now, what do we have here? Well, we have 5 points. Health bonus. This is probably one that people don't really focus on because it also gives you lower amounts compared to some of the other buffs that you can get for like attack and defense. Health is huge in this game. It's so valuable. People underestimate it. You're going to get health. All right, we want health. And we have 2 points left. So we're going to put 1 in might. Yes. And on the right hand side we only have strategy and siege, and we know by now that's a no. But here we have armor, so we can in fact do 1 point in armor. Let me just double check I didn't leave any of the other more important ones out. First, yeah, I've filled up all the ones I want, haven't I? Just you can double check yourselves, guys. Yeah, I've done all of these up to 2. I've done all of these to 2. That's right. That's right. Okay. So, one last armor finishes it off. That's Musashi done. Now, this is of course going to vary for different troops. That's very important to consider, and I will show you some of the curveball ones. Okay, like Hannibal. We'll show that in a sec. But in the same march, folks, the same march. Now, Constantine, a totally different role in the same march as Musashi. Constantine, look at his skills. Look at his skills. Recovers units every time your signature skill is activated from your commander. Reduces damage taken. Increases your commander's might. Next skill, recovers units. After he recovers units, reduces damage taken. This guy does 0 damage, alright? You do not need might in this guy at all. Okay, so let's go into his talents. As you can see, same thing for pretty much every hero, like clockwork. The first 4 like this, leaving out the 5th. Now, here we have increases troops damage, increases commander's damage. Yes, we want this guy to increase our commander's damage. Our commander, again, is Musashi Miyamoto. We absolutely want that. We just happen to have a spare point for might on this guy. He doesn't have anything else better to use it on, so we put it in there. But these are all for your commander. You're buffing your commander up, yes. Now, this guy's armor-based, basically. We want this guy to help tank the team and keep the heals coming. We put armor on this guy, okay? Looking at the right-hand side, if I can do that. Right-hand side is different because this guy's a healer. We got the skill damage for troops reduced. All for troops, all troop benefits. We left out the tribes. We left out the gathering. We do not even want to get to strategy or siege. We absolutely do not need those at all. Moving on to the third part. We got the reduces troops damage again. Perfect. And we have the increase your commander's damage again. Perfect. More armor, yes. Might, yes. And honestly, for Constantine, the increased might is very particular to him because, well, first of all, we don't actually have anything better to spend it on, but also the synergy with Tribuana relies on Constantine having more might than Tribuana. That's important. It has to have more might than Tribuana. But he does by default if you max his stars anyway, which I have done. Moving on to the 4th section here. So we go over to the left. He has reduced the troops damage taken. Yeah, the whole troop gets the benefit and reduces troops damage taken. Yes. Armor and might. Yes. Leaving out the gathering. We're not gathering. Leaving out the strategy. Leaving out the siege. We don't need those. Skill damage reduction. Yes, for the troop. Very nice. And again, leaving out the gathering and leaving out the tribes. They're not useful at all. All right, for the 5th section. Like before, but we did run out of troops on the defense. Sorry, we did run out of points for the defense part, which is fine. Increases the troops attack bonus. Yes, everybody gets the benefit. And then on solo, increases the troops damage again by another 2% there on those. Increases his might, increases his armor. And then on the right hand side, increases troops defense bonus, increases the troops defense bonus. Now, if you really wanted to, you could put the armor points into this instead, reduce the troops damage taken, which would probably be actually a better idea, and I might actually reset to do that, because this guy doesn't really need all the armor points. The reason I put armor in here originally is because his moves give armor bonus. That's something you have to consider, guys. Something you have to consider. Is the armor bonus from his abilities, reducing the troops' damage, better than 2% reduction in damage in solo world battles? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So recovers your units, not that one. After, this doesn't give you the armor bonus. This one might. This one gives you might bonus. My mistake. Might bonus. All right. This one gives you armor bonus. So recovers your units more. All right. So the armor bonus that he has will give you more recovery. Is that better than 2% defense? Well, that's hard to say, honestly. That's a hard call. So it is up to you, folks, on that. So you do want to look at those things. Now, back to his final page. Last one here, health bonus 3 times, very nice, and then armor, and then might, nice. Looking at his might here, it's 496 versus Tribuana's, which is 480. We can actually afford to remove the might from Constantine, and put 2 points into the Solar World Defense instead of Might. The reason I had the Might there originally is because I actually only just 5-starred him now, so I used the Might to compensate for that before. So actually I'm going to go ahead and reset him, and I'm going to remove 2 points of Might from this build here, and I'm going to put them into Solar World Defense instead. Everything else will be the same. And in order to reset, guys, people might not know this, but you actually have up the top right here, you can reset them for 50 coins very nicely, and go ahead and do that and make him all over again. Very handy for if you're building troops, and by building them I mean like experience wise, using them to farm tribes to grow, which I've actually done since season 1 very nicely. And anything else that you might want to do, gathering or whatever, you can always come back and change them. Okay, commander skill damage, we're going to ignore Might this time. Get the commander buffs all up in there, get the armor, yes. We're just going to ignore Might, everything else can stay the same. This, and there we have Constantine with a slight change. We actually still have plenty of points for extra Might anyway, and solo damage reduction is now added, and looking at his Might, it's now to 486, to her 480, perfect, just above for the perfect synergy. That's exactly what we want. Hannibal, a very widely used one, but also a curveball. Alright, looking at his stats, guys, strategy is high and Might's okay, but his damage for Might and strategy is about equal. It's about equal. Looking at my skills here, skill damage is key. Skill damage is vital, super important. Looking at our talents, the first 4, always, almost always pretty much. All the way up to Might, yes, we did add Might. I excluded armor on Hannibal. Don't need armor on him. He is our key damage dealer. That's what we want him for. We put him in strategy too. So this is a unique one because you are looking to invest in both Might and strategy on the tree, which might feel like a heavy burden because you don't have enough points to just get everything you want. We of course leave out the armor, as you can see everywhere, and siege of course, and all of the useless ones like gathering and tribes. Okay, it's always going to be the case for every hero no matter what, except for the armor one of course. All right, and looking at this, you can see from the icons, tribes done, siege left out of course, tribes left out, and gathering left out. I've left out the armor so I can get more damage from strategy and Might, and again our solo overworlds, solo defense and attack both up. All right, and both of those maxed out too. No armor there. The sad part about Hannibal, coming all the way to his last one, we cannot do the health bonus on him if we want him to do as much damage, unfortunately. But he is the key damage dealer. The damage takes priority over that. As for Might and strategy at the end, there's just not enough points to do them, but it doesn't matter. We have them elsewhere, and they're always the same value of 3 for each one you put them in, no matter where you put them in, so that's fine. Lubu is a popular one this time, and this is going to apply to both Lubu and Mulan because both of those marches do normal attack damage by the bucket loads. That's what they kind of specialize in, but still, skill damage is still number 1, okay? So the same principle for Lubu that I'm about to show you applies to Mulan as well. Looking at this, it's the same for all the time. And then, yeah, we left out armor and the usual, siege, left out strategy on Lubu, everything else, all the damage, of course we did. Left out the gathering, and the gathering there, left that out. It's just not what we need. We need the points elsewhere. No armor on Lubu. He's not really a tanky hero. We don't need him to be tanky. So looking at some of these, you can see them here. There's all the damage. Left out the useless ones. You can see from the icons by now. You should know. And then again, Solar World damage and Solar World defense up. All right, because it's troop wide. It's very beneficial. And finally, health bonus. We did manage to get health bonus up on him because we didn't need the points anywhere else. All that was left was strategy, sieges, armors, and gathering, and that's not what we want at all. One final example, guys. A gatherer, okay? And I think the perfect gatherer is this. This is Diao Chan, and this hero is only used for gathering. It's only for gathering. Of course, your talents are going to be different here. So I actually only did 1 out of 2 on this because this is damage. We don't need damage there. We were able to move on to get other things like gathering. So defense while gathering, but the key ones are, of course, gathering speed. You want to look for the gathering ones on a hero that's specializing in gathering for you, which is Diao Chan, for example. And gathering resources, you get 5% extra twice, 10% total, extra resources upon finishing. That's insane. Armor, okay. Gathering protection, the usual, all right? So it's just gathering stuff. She does no damage. So again, like folks, you just have to realize what skills they have, depending on what three talents you want to pick. What skills do they have, and what's their job for you? Are they a healer? Are they a gatherer? Are they a damage dealer? Are they support? Different things, okay? Do they do damage? And the perfect time to check is when you're doing Trojan, okay? When you do Trojan, you can see what heroes do damage, what skills they use. You can see how much more skill damage is over normal damage, even for Lubus and Mulans. Normal damage is still good, but it's nowhere near as good as skill damage, which is why skill damage always takes precedent. But usually you don't have a problem. You can always do both in the talents either way. So that's it, folks. The same kind of principle applies to gems. For anyone who's wondering about gems, just follow your talent trees with gems. You want to get the gems that buff the skills, the types of skills that you're using, whether it be turn-based or active skills or whatever. You can use normal damage gems, they're fine too. But like I said, skills always take priority, okay? They always do, because you'll want to get more damage on them. And then, of course, HP, huge. Armor gems, the same principles do apply. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully a lot of people get some benefit out of this. You can reset your talent trees. Hopefully a lot of you do reset your talent trees so you can correct any mistakes. It's well worth going back over because it makes a huge difference, especially in fighting other people. You will notice that difference very quickly if you do. And get rid of the siege, get rid of that. Get rid of the gathering, get rid of the try points. You don't want any of that stuff. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of my videos over there, and I'll see you around in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.